Okay, well today I wanted to go through another of my hobbies. As you may know, I have a lot of hobbies. So the one that I'm going to go to today is knitting. So I've been knitting since I was about 5 years old. Yeah, 5 years old. Maybe 6, I don't know, but I've been knitting for a long time. So I do 4-H, and so I put my knitting projects in the fair most years. And I have every year. I'm trying to this year. Just had need to go out and get some yarn. So hopefully I thought with doing this video, it would get me motivated. Number one. And number two, I would get inspiration for something. I think I have a pattern picked out. I don't know if I'm gonna alter it. Neither do I know even what color I'm gonna make it. But yeah. So there's that. So I thought I would start off with like the easiest thing that I've made. So there's this hat. So it's just very plain. It has like a ribbing around it, but this is like the easiest stuff that I've made. Next is like a little harder. I made like a purse. I went to a craft fair, so that's why this tag is on here. Not really like proud of this, but I needed to get started with something. So moving up, I did, let's see which one is, I did another hat. And so this is a color work hat, so you might be able to see the pattern. So I did like snowflakes around it. Hello, Caleb. How are you? So this is one of the things that I've done, which is like going up in the scale of, this is easy, I guess. Not really easy, this took a lot. So, because I'm working with two pieces of yarn at the same time. It's like one color and then a different color. So this one took me about a week to make, but like once I get started on a project, I can't really put it down because I'm a impatient person. So knitting is good for impatient people, in my opinion, because you end up getting the job done and it doesn't just stay there. So there's the hat, and then I decided to be more adventurous and I started working with cables. So here's a cabled purse that I made. This is 100% wool yarn, so it's really cool. I put this in the fair. I got Grand Champion and went to State Fair. I forget where I placed it, State Fair, but I know it was high, so I'm proud of this. And I made several of these because I love the pattern. The pattern is simple but very intricate, so that you have to you can't watch TV and do this, except if you really know the pattern well, because I could watch TV and do this. I made one of these in a day and a half just because I worked on it through the night once. I think I have it. Yeah, here's the one that I made. It's a little bigger because of the thickness of the yarn, but it's the same one. There's the back. Yeah, so I really enjoy making these. Made this one in the fall, and I love buttons, and so each button is different. And from when I was little, I collected buttons, and so I would just get a button from here, got that one, and then found a wooden button that I liked to go with this color, put it on there. I've made another one of these. It's downstairs, I think, in a bin somewhere, I don't know, but that's the one that went to fair. This one I made a couple days after I made the one that went to fair because I liked it so much, and I had a fashion show and it was supposed to be displaying my 4-H project, but I liked this one better and I had a dress that would go with this color, so did that. I hate dresses, okay? That's not something that you'll see me do, just put on a dress and do a fashion show. That's really not me. It was just part of the 4-H that I thought would be fun. And it was fun, and I did enjoy it, but it's not something I would do again necessarily. I don't know. We'll see. The next year, I think I did socks, but I don't know where those are. So I just messed around. I made this new technique that I learned. It's like a makeup bag, and then I like gears for buttons. I don't know, they're fun. And then I got really adventurous. I got real adventurous, and I knitted a sweater. So here it is. So with this sweater, I was knitting with like 2 colors here, and then switched to this. So this was a lot of work, and this went to fair, and this got, I think it got grand champion, and I went to state and got reserve grand champion. I'm not sure, but I know it was one of the 2. So that's this. Yeah. And before this, yeah, I think this is, yeah, if we're going skill level and not like consecutive order. So this I would say is like advanced, but like you don't have to be like extremely skilled. This takes a lot of time, because like you do this one at a time, one row down, and so you build on it every single time. So it took a really long time to make this. But what took me extremely long time to make was this, and this is lace that I knitted. So lace is extremely hard to make because if you get off the pattern once, you have to start all over again. So you can kind of see the pattern here. I love this pattern. I would love to make it again, but the thing is, I don't think I have enough patience again because I'm a very impatient person. But I got this done, and I really enjoyed making it. So I don't know. I kind of want to do it again, but yeah, I kind of don't, and it's really long. So like, you can guess the amount of hours and weeks and months that I spent on this. Yeah, it's really long. But this is one of my favorite projects that I knitted. And I think I went to state fair with this one too. Yeah, I've gone to state fair, but all but 2 of my projects, which one was a hat. And then the other one that I'm going to show you that I got beat by a stuffed bear, which was really sad. So I'll just skip to that anyway. I knitted this last year. So this took me like months and months and months of hours. It was an extremely long process, and I made like a whole record book because it's 4-H, and so you have to like take pictures of what you did, and you have to like write a story on how you did it. And the one thing that I forgot to do was actually say that I finished it, and so Stuffed Bear beat me and went to state instead of me. I'm like, you knitted a tiny little bear that would have taken me 2 weeks or less, and I spent all this time on something that I can't find a mistake in. I made sure of that because I redid things several times if I made a mistake. And a stuffed bear beat me because I forgot to say that I finished it. I don't know, I was really upset. So yeah. And this is silk and wool, and might be a little of alpaca, I think. Probably, I don't know. But this was a ton of fun to make, but it took an extremely long time. Sometimes I was knitting with 4 strands at a time, especially like on this row where there's all the colors here. So it's really hard. Yeah, it messed up. That was very disappointing. I like went to the fair and I was like, I've gone to state every year, and I put all the effort and things that I've learned from every other project into this project, so I was pretty sure that I would be able to make it into state fair, but I'm just like, seriously. It's finished. It looks finished. I think at least it looks finished to me. The person that was judging didn't even knit. So I was trying to explain how I made the sweater using knitting terminology, because it's hard to explain how you knit something as a project and what you learned from it and you learned how to make it without using knitting terminology. So she had a hard time understanding. And I wrote it all out, and then she would ask me the question, and I would respond with the answer to the question that I had right in front of her in my book. Last year wasn't frustrating at all. At all. Why would that work? I don't know. It's what 4-H chose to judge the knitting. It'd be so much more helpful if they actually chose someone who knew the project. Because, like, I can see someone who doesn't know anything about baking to, like, judge the baking contest, because they do that a lot on taste. You don't need a lot of experience with that unless you don't like food, like me. I don't really care for much food. If I could live and not eat anything, I would. But mac and cheese is a sucker, so yeah. But someone who judges knitting should knit. This should be a golden rule. Golden rule of judging knitting is that you must have knitted, and not a hat, not a scarf. An expert level of knitting. But no, it's not how they did it last year. So I hope it's better this year, and I know exactly what to miss. Okay. Another thing they marked me down for was, let's see where it is. Yeah, right here. So like this, it's a little stretched out. The thing is, that's what the pattern calls for, because you can't really make that tighter because of the stitching that was used there. And so that was something that I couldn't fix, but they saw that as a mistake. I'm like, yeah. Yeah, it was a great year. Great year. And I did Dairy Goat in 4-H as well. And I was in the middle of the sibling rivalry. So it was like 2 siblings above me that had been doing Dairy Goat since they were younger. And then another kid who'd been doing Dairy Goat for a long time. And then there's me, who'd been doing it for my 2nd year. It was bad. So I was last every single time. And then my brother's goat died the week before fair. So I'm not doing Dairy Goat this year. I would have liked to, but it's just the past 2 years that we did Dairy Goat, my sister's goat died the week before fair, first year. And my brother's goat died the week before fair this year. One was like, it was a white goat, and so they get sunburnt really easily. And so they tried to like put sunscreen, but it's hard to sunscreen a goat, and she got sunburnt really bad, and then got heat exhaustion and passed away. But in my brother's goat, the week before fair, overate or something and got really sick and died. It's just stuff that we couldn't really help happened that we couldn't fix, and so we're just like, this really is an unlucky project for us. But we still had fun doing the project, like going over in the summer to the farm to play with the goats, to take care of them, and to see all the little babies running around and play with the dogs and the chickens and the ducks and the turkeys. Like, I've wrangled a turkey. Yes. It got out of the pen. There's like a big pen, and the gate was unlatched, and they got out, and so there I was running around the pasture, and in like high grass, and yeah, it was a lot of fun. But at the same time, it's just like turkeys. There was 2 of them, and we were worried that they were gonna fly over the fence, because over the fence is a big road. Well, not like a big road, but like cars came down. We didn't want them to get into the neighborhood, and so it was kind of a stressful situation, but we had a lot of fun. Yeah, and pigs. Pigs were there too. So where I live, we can't have animals because it's like a neighborhood area, but we have a lot of friends who have farmland, so we normally just go over there and have a ton of fun, because how could you not have a ton of fun? It's amazing. I love riding horses, as you might have guessed. Yeah, I do. But so I go over, ride about maybe once a week, once every other 3 weeks. No, once every 2 weeks. It depends. It depends on when I get over to our friend's house. So, bareback is so much fun. I love riding bareback. Bareback, or like with a saddle and canter. So much fun. Like, feel the wind in your face. And, well, anyway, that's amazing. The second one, because this is also about knitting, which I forget because I get sidetracked very easily. And I could talk about any subject that I thought, this is like a good exercise from, oh my gosh, I got out off track again. Okay, knitting. This is not skill level, but this is like the first project that I created by myself and I came up with. So I came up with like a pullover hoodie like thing, but it's not like a hoodie. It's this. I mean, it's inside out. But with making my first pattern, of course, there comes like trials. Hello, Steven. So here it is. It's really big. So I kind of like it big, but the thing was, it's too big at the chest. So like when I put it on, it's like 80 degrees here, and I'm putting this on. This is hot, but yeah, not. So I wear it like this sometimes. I try to put like bobby pins. I don't know. It could be nice, but I mean, I don't know. I'm not too sure about it. I got like a pattern of like how to make it look like this, but I created all the dimensions and added sleeves and all of that fun stuff. I knitted the front and then created like an armhole type of situation. No, I went up and I ended it here. So at the shoulder instead. No, because I wanted it to be like kind of boxy, but I wanted it to come like this. But it ended up like this, so it kind of be worn around the shoulders. I wore this a couple times, but I wore it with like a tank top, and this just kept slipping down like to here. It was just like this, and so oversized. It is kind of cute. Yeah, I don't know. I like it, but I don't know. It's interesting. I don't know. If I'm like at home, I'll put it on sometimes, just because it's warm. It's 100% wool, and it's nice, but it's warm. So, it's summer, and we don't wear that right now because it's too hot. Okay, next, I made this pattern, going on to like my own. So I made this. It's a little short, so I just wear a tank top under it. But this is the same like pattern as this one, but the thing is, this yarn is much smaller and this yarn is a lot thicker. So when you use two different lengths, as you saw in like these purses, this is smaller yarn, this is thicker yarn, and they ended up completely different sizes. And that's what happened with this, is I was creating pattern to match a smaller like thickness of yarn. So I think it would have been worked out better if this would have been smaller yarn. So where did it go? Yeah. So this was a lot of fun. I made this in a day and a half, and I listened to the Lord of the Rings book while doing it during Christmas break. I came home. I came back to school, and I was wearing this, and I told people that I had made this, and they're like, wow, you seriously don't have a life. And I'm like, okay. Like, there's a real big misconception about how only old ladies knit. No. Nah. A lot of younger people knit. One, because our hands work, okay? See this? I can do this. An old lady cannot really do this and knit for hours with a tiny little piece of string that needs to be wrapped around constantly. And like, I have nerve damage in my right hand. So knitting sometimes is a pain. If I knit for too long, my wrist really starts to hurt. And so I'm capable of this. Not really sure it is an old lady thing though. And it makes me like sad when I tell people and they're like, you're really like, you are old or something like that. I don't know. that I don't have a life, like was said about this. But I do. I'm good at it. I enjoy it. So that's all that matters. But it does hurt sometimes when people say stuff like that. So, moving on. I followed the same pattern. And, well, the same pattern that I had created for that other one that I had just showed you. And I made this fall sweater. So this is, get ready for this, camel. Like camel and wool. I love the pattern for this, and this is like, it's light, so you can wear it on like a warmer day in the fall, and then like on a hotter day, like wear a jean jacket over it or something. But it's very fall, and I like it. And then I was bored. I hate this color. Okay, this yarn, I hate it. But it's like a cowl, a scarfish thing. Ugh. I was going to a craft fair and I needed more things, so I just knitted this up real quick and it was, ugh, I don't like it. It's disgusting. Anyway, that doesn't matter anymore. I made this pattern, a baby hat. It's cute. It's real cute. I made like a little pom-pom go on top of it. I lost it though because I lost motivation. Lost motivation? Don't put this on, you lose the pom-pom. Can you make a pom-pom really easily? Yes. Do I have enough yarn left of this? No. So it's gone. So now it's just this, which is still cute, but the little pom-pom. Hello. I was at the 5-second one. The 5-second one? What is that? I don't know. Well, I made this one. I made this pattern for another baby hat. They're very cute. I've never seen a baby wear it though. So this is like newborn. Tiny. Sweet. Oh, the 5-second live. Oh. Cool. I think that was the funnest one that I've done. I don't know. Doing these with my brother, like games, is really fun. Unless he, unless he, like, doesn't want to play that game anymore. Or he keeps losing. Because that didn't happen. No. I ended up doing another one of that. Like, of the 5-second rule. I don't know if you were there. But I ended up, like, keeping that as private. Because my brother was being a turd. And, I don't know. He's just on my nerves the whole time. And so I don't think that I was the nicest person on that live. And so I hid it because I'm ashamed of it. I should be much nicer to my brother. But he also wasn't being very nice. So, there's that. And that's why it's not, like, on my channel. Yeah. But it was fun. And I think we're going to do it again. But the hardest part is, like, what's a good game that I can do live? That I can talk about the game that I'm doing? But not be so, like, immersed in the game. Like, it would be terrible to play checkers on a live stream. Because, one, you have to, like, pay attention where you're moving things. But, like, if it's, like, charades. Charades would be a good one because you have to act it out. And just, it's something to watch. As in, like, a board game would be completely boring. Well, so, I don't know. I'm running out of ideas on what to do. Uno Dare. I do not know of that one. Huh. I've done Uno Extreme, which was insanely fun at my grandparents' house. I want to do it again. I think they have it. I have Uno Attack at my house. So, like, you put it into this thing and you push the button and it spits cards at you, like, for when you're supposed to hit it, but it doesn't spit cards out at you every time, so it's kind of like a, I don't know, roulette, if you will. But Uno Dare sounds fun. I don't know. Things that I would not want to do. Like, Truth or Dare is a very dangerous game. I don't know. You have almost all Unos. That's so much fun. I love Uno. I went to Costa Rica last month. No, month before. March. I don't know. What month is it? And we played Uno. But the thing was, I had to play Uno in Spanish. And so we were playing with these kids, and these kids are so sweet. I love them dearly. And they were trying to help me with my pronunciation. I cannot pronounce certain words, okay? I'm American. I say things differently. So, like, Amarillo, double L is like a y in Spanish. And so it's like, amarillo is how they said it. And, like, I still can't say blue, right? It's azul. But you don't want to say, I don't know. I said it several times into me. I thought I said it, like, the same time every time. But they would change their answer whether it was correct or incorrect sometimes. So, I don't know. They would say, it's like, it's Leviosa, not Leviosa. So it was one of those, like, I'm trying here. So, it was so much fun. And I love playing Uno, and so we played Uno, like, all throughout the trip during the evenings. We stayed up way too late, and I had really high blood sugar most of the trip. So, my, perception level of, like, what was appropriate for the time and my silliness, I wasn't, like, inappropriate, but, just, I was really crazy because I couldn't, I don't know, I get really slap happy when my blood sugar is really high. So, things got weird, but I don't remember most of what I said, which is bad, but, I know I made a lot of people laugh at me, which was, I like making people laugh, and as long as I don't remember that I was stupid, I don't know. Yeah, it was weird. Yeah, I bet those kids are, like, they needed a break from me, a well-deserved break. Yeah. That was insane. Yeah, I bet we drove some of those kids off the edge. It was crazy, but it was so much fun. I learned all my colors in Spanish. Well, most of them, I don't know. Many colors. Enough to play Uno in Spanish. I'm trying to learn Spanish. I want to be bilingual by the time I graduate. So I'm a junior right now. Just finished my junior year. And I will be a senior in the fall. In the fall I will be a senior. And I am going to be taking college level Spanish 2. Yes, at a community college near me. So we'll see how that goes. Hopefully it'll be good. I feel like I have a pretty good sense of Spanish. I've taken a couple months of immersive Spanish class over Zoom, which was great. I really loved it. It was well worth my time, and it was a lot. And a lot of times I just got stressed out because, you can't understand everything they're saying to you. And the whole lesson is in Spanish with a Spanish-speaking teacher who doesn't really speak English. So it was difficult, had its challenges, but I'm so glad that I did it because I learned so much. So yeah, I learned a lot, and I was very prepared for Costa Rica. I felt like I could have been more prepared, of course, but that's more prepared is learning the language proficiently. And it was just impossible for me to learn the language so quickly. I'd been doing Spanish for about 2 years, but it's like the first year that I did Spanish, my teacher was absolutely awful, and I learned more on Duolingo in the first week that I did it than in my whole 2 semesters of that class. Yeah, it was bad. But I enjoyed the immersive Spanish class and the other Spanish class that I took at church with a lady and a friend of mine. That was really good. But I think I'm ready to move on to college level Spanish. and I would like to. And I would like to speak the language fluently so that I can go back to Costa Rica in 3 years, possibly 3 years. Yes, that's the very rough draft plan. We'll see what God has in store, but that's what I want at the moment. Not sure if it's what God wants for me, but we're praying about that, so we'll see where it goes. Okay, and that is all of my knitting, besides, like, my sister made that, yeah. So I don't really know what else to talk. I'm sure I could, like, find something to talk about. I don't know. My cat used to be here. I think he left. Well, it's evident that he left because he's not here. I got a prom dress. I guess I'll show that. This was my prom dress. This was my mom's prom dress when she was younger. And so I got to wear it to go to the prom that I went to. And I really enjoyed wearing the dress. It was fun. So, yeah. I have this hanging up in my closet. So, like, I share a room with my sister. That's why you've never seen that half of my room, because it's a tornado came through. And, so my side of the room is clean. Look, I made my bed. Hers is, where have the sheets gone? But, yeah. Where did that come from? Why am I talking about my sister's half there? I don't know. This is interesting. I think I'll end this, because I have no idea what I'm talking about. No idea what I could talk about. And then I'll just get sidetracked, and then I won't know what I'm doing. And I need to clean up, because all of my knitting things are strewn about the place. And I should find a pattern for what I'm going to do for this year's fair. Yes. Uh-huh. Okay. Well, thank you to everyone who joined the live stream. Really appreciate it. It was fun. It's your birthday. Happy birthday. Happy birthday to Jamie. Do I say how old are you turning? I don't know. Happy birthday. Alright, well, that's that. And I will be heading out. 33. Happy 33rd birthday. Alright, we'll